about my life and my trip to space that changed lives. I was born August 5th, 1930 in my grandparents' old farmhouse. I am the eldest of my siblings, June and Dean. In the 1930s, planes were still thought of as amazing and exciting. In my childhood, I flew in a plane called the Hinkley. My father confessed he was scared to death, but I enjoyed every bit. That's how I first discovered I wanted to be a pilot. In 1947, I attended at Purdue University. You studied aeronautical engineering. I was there on a Navy scholarship. After 2 years at Purdue, I entered the Navy. I didn't return to school because the Korean War broke out. I flew 78 missions in a Panther jet and never lost my cool. One mission, I was making a low bombing run on Korea and my plane was hit by enemy fire. The jet started spiraling down out of control. The right wing was sheared off by a cable strewn across the valley. I regained control and piloted the plane back to friendly territory, but it was in no fit state to land, so I had to eject and float down with the parachute. I landed in a heap and was perfectly fine except for a broken tailbone. In 1962, NASA decided to recruit more astronauts to the space program. I met all the qualifications. We had to go through a series of tests to become astronauts, like being dropped from a plane into the wilderness to test our survival skills. To simulate the zero gravity, we were taken up at a very high altitude in a plane called the Vomit Comet. At the top of each dive, we would experience weightlessness for about 30 seconds and then go back down for the next. One of my first missions as an astronaut was the Gemini 8 mission. Everything went great until we were coming back and the capsule started spinning out of control just like Korea. I thought it was my fault, and that it would cost me a trip to space, but it turned out it was NASA's error due to a faulty thruster. Fortunately, they still wanted me for the moon launch. Buzz Aldrin and I could only stay on the... No. They still wanted me for the moon launch and made me commander. I had proven in Gemini 8 and the Korean War that I could keep calm under pressure. This meant I got the honor of being the very first man to step foot on the moon. Buzz Aldrin and I could only stay on the moon for 150 minutes, 2.5 hours, because we had a limited supply of oxygen. I had put a great deal of thought into what I was going to say as I stepped on the moon. After all, millions of people would hear it. My message as I jumped down from the landing capsule was, that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. After the Apollo 11 mission success, the other astronauts and I couldn't see our families because we had to be tested for radiation from the moon and tour the world to talk about space travel and answer questions. I didn't want all the fame. I liked flying better. It seemed much more peaceful in a sense. I hope you enjoyed the story of my life and that someday you'll maybe get to do the same thing I did.
I went into hiding for 2 years. I died when I was 15. My name is Anne Frank, and I'm going to tell you about my life up until I was 15. I will tell you about a happy home, the secret ants, and one dream